Hello, my name is Roy. I am with Ted Brown Music in Tacoma, Washington, and today we are going to talk about Clarinet Care Kits. And we'll be talking about care kits for regular clarinet, a bass clarinet, and a wood clarinet. So first I want to kind of take us through the items that are in the basic care kit for the wood clarinet, and most of that stuff, and the plastic clarinet, and then we'll just show a couple other things as well for the some of the other swabs and things look different for the other instruments. But anyway, first we're going to just kind of go down these list of items here. The things that we kind of supply in the kit are, I believe, here some instructions, so you can remind yourself what we were talking about today. Got a pencil, because every musician should have a pencil in their supplies, because you'll hear about that enough. Practice record for those who wish to keep that. We have pad cleaning paper. We've got a reed protector holder case, Cork Grease. We got a couple of brushes and a swab. The pencil and the practice record are kind of self-explanatory, but we'll talk about these other items here. So first, with our clarinet, on a daily basis, when you put your clarinet together, whether it's a bass clarinet, a wood clarinet, or plastic clarinet, or even an alto clarinet, you're going to, your most common item that you'll use will be cork grease. You won't necessarily need to use it every time you play, but you'll end up using it many times during your week, depending on how much you play. And the cork grease is just, it comes in this thing, looks like a lip balm, kind of, but it's not. And basically what we do is we take this and we would slide this along the corks, the connecting corks on a clarinet, around here, around here, around here on the mouthpiece, and again here on the center tenon of this clarinet. And what this does is it helps to keep the clarinet cork from tearing or catching. It makes it easier to put together. It helps just keep things lubricated, and just generally helps maintaining the tenon corks on a clarinet. So anyway, there's that item. We've got some brushes here. And there's a couple different brushes. Different kits will sometimes have different ones. In the wood clarinet kit, it'll have these two mouthpiece brushes, and sometimes they're a little bit more narrow, sometimes thicker. But this is a mouthpiece brush, and you would use this in your mouthpiece. If it gets kind of gunked up, you'd want to do this mostly at home with a sink, where you just take the brush and sort of run it through the mouthpiece with water, and that would then help keep that clean. You can do that on a somewhat regular basis. This is a key. This is for getting dust and grime out of keywork and that sort of thing. And so these can help keep your clarinet clean. The most important cleaning item for any clarinet that you're playing is the swab. And it's usually a piece of cloth with a long string that's got a weight on one side. And this will be true for all clarinets, bass clarinets, as well as your plastic and wood clarinets. And basically what you do is, after you play, at the end of rehearsal, at band, or at home, after home practice, you want to take this swab and sort of drop that little string through there. The weight will help pull it through, and you want to pull this through carefully, not too hard. And you only need to do it once or twice, and that will help. That will dry out the inside of the clarinet, because the moisture that collects inside your instrument, if you just let it sit in there, it will eventually it'll shorten the life of your pads, and potentially cause other problems, mildew and things like that. So you want to use a swab on a daily basis, for sure. this will help you maintain your instrument properly and do a lot to keep the grime off of it. So some clarinet kits come with this is a bass clarinet care kit, and this one comes with a little polish cloth for the keys, and basically that just, you can use that to wipe down keys on the clarinet. This is the bass clarinet body right here, and this one actually comes apart, and you can use those the polish cloth on the outside of these keys just to get fingerprints off. Fingerprints will show up a lot more on this instrument because it's a lot bigger than it will on your regular clarinet. Also, I just wanted you to see that the swabs look a little bit different. Okay. One other thing I do want to say about swabs is particularly on the upper joints of clarinets. On the upper joints of clarinets, there's a couple of parts that are poke inside the clarinet, the register key and the thumb, and this thumb key here, and those kind of stick down inside to the clarinet body. And so when you pull your swab through, you want to take care that you don't get things stuck. So the thing to remember is if you're pulling it through, pull it through firmly, but don't try to yank it through or pull it too hard one way or the other. And just pull it through. If it feels like it wants to catch, stop before you pull it all the way through. Don't try to pull it all the way through and try to pull it back out again. So yeah, if it feels like it's sticking inside the upper joint of the clarinet, if it feels like it's getting caught, don't try to pull it all the way through. Stop and pull. Try to pull the swab back out the other way carefully. Because if you get it stuck in there, it can get really, really stuck, and you'll end up having to come down here and visit us so that we can remove it. So that's just one thing to keep in mind with the swabs. Anyway, the other products that we have here are just things for your daily use. We got this thumb pad, and you can take a thumb rest. Your thumb rest on the clarinet's back here, and basically you'd slide this over the back of the thumb rest, and it just adds extra padding. There's already some cork on that thumb rest, but some people like to have a little extra padding on it, and this right here allows you to do that. We've got a reed protector case, and what you can do is the reeds that you are using, after you're done, you can slide it into the case very carefully, and it will keep things. It will keep your reeds from warping, and it will help protect it so you don't crack and break too many reeds. It's just something that happens eventually with any reed instrument. One other product that we're going to talk about that's in the wood clarinet kit, but not in the plastic clarinet kit, is bore oil. Bore oil would just be something you'd use in a wood clarinet. I would recommend that you use this product very sparingly. Really doesn't, usually a clarinet bore needs only to be oiled when it comes into the repair shop. But if you have extended times, or if you live in an environment where your clarinet, where it's very, very dry, and your clarinet has a tendency to dry out, you might use a little bit. You just need the tiniest amount. And you can usually put some on a swab like this, not the swab you use every day, but maybe have another swab on hand. Pull that through and kind of put a little coating on there. You don't want to do very much though, because it's very easy to make your clarinet really oily, and pretty soon your pads are damaged and your key corks are falling off. One other product here that's also in the bass clarinet kit is a key oil, which is this stuff right here. And the key oil is for putting, you would dab that on the little connecting points between keys. And again, this is another product that I would recommend you use very sparingly. Oftentimes you don't need to do any key oil on your own. It's done for you when you come into a repair shop. And again, if you overuse it, you make your instrument all oily, and you damage key corks and pads with it. And it just kind of makes a mess on your hands all the time when you're play. That there pretty much covers the care kits for clarinets, wood clarinets, and bass clarinets. Thank you very much for your attention today.